on behalf of all of us at the Impact Investors Council, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. My name is Divya Pinge, and I represent the research team at the Impact Investors Council, also known as IIC. We are at the presentation of the third edition of IIC's annual research report titled 2022 in Retrospect, India Impact Investment Trends. Thank you once again for taking out the time and joining us today. The IIC is India's preeminent national industry body that works to strengthen the impact investing ecosystem in India. We regularly track the impact investment landscape in the country and present data insights around the same periodically. The research report that you will soon hear about reflects on the equity impact investing trends of 2022 and captures investment insights in key sectors such as climate, education, agriculture, and financial inclusion. As interesting as the report findings are, it's also very exciting for all of us to see a diverse turnout of attendees today. And we really hope to make this session very insightful for you. We have a stellar lineup of speakers to look forward to, and they will help us understand how equity impact investing stood in the previous year. Before we proceed to the main event, I'd like to quickly walk you through the flow of the sessions. We start off with a welcome note by Mr. Ramraj Pai, the CEO of IIC. This will be followed by a keynote by Mr. Manav Bansal, Managing Director and Head of India, British International Investment. We will then have a presentation on the report findings by the IIC team. The report findings are sure to make all of us curious on how impact investing really pans out in the coming future. To understand this better, we have an investors roundtable discussing the future trends of impact investing in India. To help us dive deeper into these learnings from different sectors, we will also have the event concluding with one-on-one discussions of Mr. Ramraj Pai with different sector experts. So basically, there's a lot to look forward to. A few housekeeping rules for us to keep in mind. We request you to share your questions and comments, if any, in the Q&A box that you can see on your screen. We will keep aside some time to discuss the questions with our speakers, during which time we will try and address as many questions as possible. We would also like to mention that this webinar is being recorded for those who are unable to attend today. So now, without any further ado, I'd like to invite Mr. Ramraj Pai to kickstart the event.
Thank you, Divya. And this is indeed a pleasure and privilege for me to be here as the head of the India Impact Investors Council. As Divya mentioned, this is the third edition of our India Impact Report. Our first India Impact Report was in 2020. This is the third edition of it. And through these kind of reports, what we really try to do is, shape the narrative and enable investors, asset managers, impact enterprises, foundations, and other people understand what is happening in the India impact space, what is happening in the social impact space in far greater detail. Our earlier reports have been extremely well received. We've got upwards of 2,500 plus downloads on our earlier India Impact Reports 2020 and 2021. And we are hoping that this report too provides you with similar insights and hopefully helps you to understand what is happening in this sector in greater detail and enables you to become a lot more thoughtful about how is it that you want to engage in this platform of social impact in the country. Later, during my presentation, I will tell you a little bit more about IIC, the research pillar, and the nature of the work we do. But let me stop here by just welcoming all of you once again and hoping that this will be a wonderful session. We would want to genuinely make this a lot more interactive. So please do put up your questions in the chat box, and it is my role as someone who's trying to navigate some of these conversations along with Divya to take these questions, whether it is to the LPs who are on the initial investor panel or later to the asset managers who are going to be on the fireside chats on individual sectors. So we'll try and make this and cover a lot of your questions and make it more interactive. So feel free to put these questions up in the chat box and we'll try and see how we can mix and match.